Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. This video is a follow-up to the CVT fluid replacement video that I did, where I explained to you that I was not aware of a CVT replacement fluid interval for my car, which they exist. I was wrong, I just didn't know about it. So let's get this cleared up. I was wrong. There is a CVT fluid replacement interval for my car, which is a 2012 Nissan Altima with a 2.5S engine, engine code QR25DE. And that interval that you should change your CVT fluid out is 35,000 miles. Mine was done at 103,000 miles, as you saw in the previous video. So, with that out of the way, there's a few other things that I would like to say. One, there are multiple ways to do an automatic transmission fluid flush, which is no different than a CVT. And as I said, there's a flush, or you can drain from the drain pan or drop the pan and replace the amount of fluid that comes out that way, which in my case was 5 quarts. An individual had commented that the way I did it is wrong. It would cause further damage to CVT transmissions. I looked it up and I could not find anything to say that was a valid claim. Then again, it's the internet. Everybody's got their opinion. So please comment in the video or below the video and let me know what you think. Just please be productive and polite. That's all I ask. I asked 2 Nissan dealerships, as I mentioned in my previous video, how they do it, and they say that just like many other automatic transmissions, these 2 dealers just either drained what was in the pan by a drain bolt. If there's no drain bolt, they would just drop the pan completely, redo the gasket, put it back up, and then fill in again the amount that was lost, which is around 4.5-5 quarts. Again, this was 2 Nissan dealers that told me that they do it this way. Also, if you think about it, in regular conventional automatic transmissions, most people do those at home that I know of. And most shops that you take your automatic car to, they would just drop the pan or just use drain bolt on the pan, let all that drain out, seal it back up, and they would refill it with 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever many quarts came out, right? So it's no different to do a CVT that way. So there is a flush that some shops can do. Yes, you can hook up a pump to an inlet and an outlet, and you can cycle fresh fluid through, which will do about, on these CVTs, around 12, 13 quarts. That is another way to do it. But just because you don't do it that way and you do it the way I did it, it doesn't mean that my way is hurting anything, right? As a matter of fact, if you keep up my way of doing it every 35,000 miles, now that I know that, you'll be perfectly fine doing it this way, okay? So with that out of the way, my car, you saw in the old video, the previous video, when I siphoned out the old oil, it wasn't done every 35,000 miles. It was done at 103,000 miles. Going forward, it will be done every 35,000 miles, by me, of course. The oil had become very thin, it was very burnt, it was black, it was dark, and it lost all viscosity, right? And because of the loss of viscosity, it was no longer cooling the internals of the transmission, and because it was no longer cooling the internals of the transmission, my transmission was on the brink of destruction. Thankfully, I caught it before then. My transmission was making whining noises when I would accelerate after driving 40-45 minutes. Also, what it was doing is I knew, I just didn't know why earlier, originally, I would have to step on the accelerator pedal a little more than I normally used to get the car to accelerate as quickly as it used to. So it was kind of like a slipping transmission, but it wasn't. Something wasn't right where my car wasn't accelerating as quickly. I'd have to apply more pressure to the accelerator pedal to make it accelerate. Also, there was the inside of the car. I can't really describe the feeling. It was just noisier in the car. You could feel some or hear some of the transmission noise in the car. It's very hard for me to describe. For those of you where your transmission is making the whining noise, you've felt a loss of acceleration. When I mashed the gas pedal before the oil change, the RPMs would go up. It would accelerate, but not as quickly. Also, the other big thing is, before the oil change, the CVT fluid change, when I was in stop and go traffic, the car would be jerky, stuttery, and also sometimes when I was just slowing down to a red light, it would stutter a little. It would feel a little jerky. So now let's fast forward to, okay, so I took this old oil out. I put 5 quarts of Nissan NS2 fluid back in. Although mine wasn't Nissan, I used Castrol. But as long as it's compatible NS2 fluid, it will work. Okay, that's fine. I actually called my Nissan dealer because I didn't want to wait for the original OEM Nissan NS2 fluid from Amazon. It was going to take about a week to get to my house, although you can get it from Amazon. The 2 dealers by me, they said, yeah, most dealers, they just buy the, oh God, I forgot the name, the Valvoline NS2 drums. They buy 50-gallon drums, or thereabout, of the Valvoline NS2. And when you take your car into a Nissan dealer, most of those Nissan dealers are filling your CVTs back up with Valvoline NS2. So, yeah. And that's fine, right? So I put that in there and I drove the car around. I think I've driven the car now 3,000 miles since, 2,700 miles. And I could tell you, instantly, when I drove the car, there was no noise, there was no more whining, there's no more stuttering or jerkiness in stop and go traffic, there's no more stuttering or jerkiness when coming to a stop at a red light. Most of all, what I loved about the car now is it is smooth as butter. You tap that accelerator pedal and it reacts like it was new. Brand new. I bought my car brand new in late 2012. I did not buy used or certified. Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I had bought this car new, so I know what it felt like when it was brand new. So please, I encourage everybody out there that's got some miles on their CVT transmissions in these cars to please, if you want to, do it my method. Just remember to put back in original NS2 compatible fluid. And, well, it wouldn't be original if it's compatible, right? Use Nissan NS2. If you can't find it, find compatible NS2 fluid and put that back in. Again, you're going to get out about 4.5, 5 quarts. Make sure you refill it, drive it, and then check it. Make sure you're doing all of this on a flat, level surface, please. I may have forgotten to mention that in my previous video, but please make sure you're doing it on a flat, level surface, and have fun. Just, again, remember my disclaimer. Somebody reminded me. My disclaimer, as always, is I make these videos because these are the issues I find with my cars, and I feel that they will be helpful to the viewers, right? To know, hey, my car's making that whining noise, or hey, my car does this jerky action when it's in stop and go, when it's overheating. My car does this, my car does that. Oh, hey, this guy says his car used to do it, he did this, and it fixed it. So even if you don't want to do it yourself, at least you know now that there's a change interval on that CVT fluid of 35,000 miles, and that you should, at the very least, take it to a dealership or an authorized mechanic and have them do the CVT flush for you or a fluid change for you. Again, with that, guys, the car runs like brand new. I have seen no issues at all with the car, and it drives like a brand new car. It's smooth, it doesn't overheat, no more whining, no more stuttering, no more jerkiness or anything. Again, guys, thank you for all the subscribes. Thank you for the likes and the comments. Please do share the video. Yeah, please continue watching. I'll try to make some more videos coming up. I just did actually a battery replacement on that same 2012 Altima yesterday, um, which I did not show because, yeah, it's two terminals. You unhook them, put the new battery in, hook them back up. But if some of you would like to see that, please put that in the comments. I'll go over it. I'll disconnect my new battery and I'll put it back in and I'll make a video on how to do a battery replacement. Um, I am going to be doing brakes on this car. It's going to get two rotors, new rotors in the front, two new rotors in the back, and pads also. And I'll make a video on that. So stay tuned, please. I know I've done brake pad videos in the past on this car, but I'll do how to do a brake rotor and pad replacement. So that's coming up hopefully next week or the week after. So stay tuned. Again, thank you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put them below in the comments. Thank you.